So Fuji seems to have quantum skipped into another timeline where they devolve on purpose, reverse engineering their own ineptitude. Not only did they not go full frame when they could, they're also updating firmwares that get worse and worse each time, as if going back in time to before they were even born by Jesus. We should talk about Fuji mistakes.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
I, of course, wouldn't be caught dead filming myself on a Fuji camera or on the Canon C100 Mark II with a 135mm 22, equivalent to like 300 miles. So I got an interesting comment the other day. What exactly is stopping Fujifilm from releasing a full-frame camera with an X-Trans sensor? And I have 3 more Fuji-related comments today, and this is the first. We have to tackle this because I feel like this was the biggest mistake any camera company has ever made. They had the nice portable APS-C setup, and then they wanted to complement it. Sony, Canon, Nikon all had full frame, and they were like, that's a little crowded. They didn't believe in themselves. They're like, I don't know, we can't really run as fast or as long. I am afraid to see what Sony is doing. So instead they decided to leapfrog full frame into medium format, a worse name. Full frame, the whole thing, versus medium size. If you ordered, you're in Starbucks, you see, oh, do you want a medium or a full? I'll take the full, and then you get it smaller. What the fuck? So they go medium format, and it's much bigger and heavier and way more expensive than any full frame. For more image quality, yes. Worse video performance, yes. So like you have that trade-off. Okay, if you want the ultimate image quality, Fuji medium format's like right up there. You get Fuji colors and perfection. And the 3D pop, you couldn't even believe it. Medium format pop, it's a 4D pop. But we're practical beings here. Nobody's just gonna buy that. Like there's 7 people on the planet right now who own that system and multiple lenses, and 3 of them are trying to sell them off. So like what's stopping Fujifilm from going full frame now? Because they done already effed up. They have the 2, now you can't. There's no way, like what would be the point of that? They should have abandoned APS-C if anything and went to full frame, but hot damn, what an error in judgment on like what the industry needed at that point. You leapfrogged full frame into your own category, but no one wants it. We're very happy with full frame. It's too much, if anything. It's like, it's kind of overkill. Most crops are okay for most people, but medium format, it's still not there. The technology is not with us to where most people can just buy it. We need like a $2,000 body of some sort, video-centric of course. Could you imagine? A low 8 megapixel medium format sensor designed for video. Frickin' 16:9 aspect. Right out the box. Fuji colors with that dynamic range, 18 stops. You're like knocking on Aries' door, leaving a bag of dog poo, setting it on fire, and then they come out and they're like, look at the color science. We can see the dynamic range of the fire and the shadows of my porch. Oh my god. I should put it out. It's so beautiful though. Fuji medium format, are you kidding yourself? Do I want it? Of course. That 110mm lens? Frickin' Tony 2 or something? That was on my radar. It has the pop factor. Could you imagine those nature vlogs out there? Slow motion street videography with that thing? People, what? But like, when's the technology gonna shrink to where my bank account doesn't even notice there's missing thousands in there? It's like, it's not close yet. And Fujifilm doesn't give a damn about video. Not one of those cameras has a flippy screen. You might be thinking, oh, medium format for your living room vlogs. Who is this guy? Someone who cares about quality and dignity and love. That could be so fun. But instead we have to witness Fuji devolving into a caveman ancestor. Their 100 megapixel thing. Like, it's all photos all the time. Just give me a flippy screen, a low megapixel video-centric version, and then we're having a different conversation. Because I'd be like, full frame? You still shoot on full frame? I have medium format. Medium. And it's better. Look at the dynamic range. What do you... 14 stops if it was a foot. So if you're in the Fuji universe, you're likely in APS-C and you're staying there forever, because medium format is just kind of a dream that sounds nice on paper, but practicality-wise, it's not even good. It's slow and it's itchy. Hey Casey, question here. I use the Fuji 70-300 with the X-T5 for wildlife. Not bad, not bad. Amazing, but I need a good prime for portraits, street travel, some videos. All video. If you click one shutter button. Can't decide 18 mil, 23 mil, or 33 mil. Okay, for some reason, you're looking at the modern lenses. You're a moron. You have to go vintage. I can already tell that's what you went for. Oh, these are the new ones. They're the best. No. 35 mil 1.4? Your quest is finished. So like we're moving on from you very quickly. So your real debate is the 18 mil Tony 2 bullshit lens that's tiny but has some character, not 3D pop character, just like bad, but interesting. The 23 mil 1.4 original Mark 1. The only thing I don't like about that lens is manual focus clutch. You think it's a good thing, but you can't turn it unless you're clutched, and it like turns off autofocus. It's an awkward thing, whereas now the modern Fuji lenses, you can be autofocusing and then just move the manual focus thing and then half press to get back into. It's a better system, and that clutch ruins everything. The 16 mil has it as well. So just buy the 16 mil 1.4, the 23 1.4 original, of course, and the 35 1.4. If not the Mitacon 35 mil 0.95. That's what I would do. Would you ever go back to the Fuji X-H2S asking for a friend? Your friend wanted to know, oh God, you jabrones, you'll be the death of me. Would I? Like, absolutely not. Not only is it overpriced for what it is, the XS20 has better HD 240 and it's cheaper. It has a right-hand mode dial. I can't believe some companies are doing it. It's not just me complaining about it. I just saw Will Goodlit. He was talking about the R5 II, and he likes to switch into photo from video, and that's on the left-hand side now. And he's like, what the hell is that? You're holding it with the lens like this. Support. There's no button that should be on this left side. Canon autofocus is handling this perfectly, I bet. Never on Earth. So like the X-H2S had that, and it was so annoying. So like for me, I want my custom modes right there, and that's where the XS20 is. So like that's the one I would get. That's the only one I'm debating. But as I like try to convince myself, I should get a Fuji. Why? Canon is so much better. Sony is leagues better. Even Nikon is way better. Like Fuji's in the middle of nothing. You have color science, that's cool. But like even Micro Four Thirds has better stabe. I don't know, man. Fuji's a tough sell. Just a side rant before we get into the next question. I'm trying to get the most largest Tony balls behind me possible. And I don't know how to do it. I'm as tight as we get on the 135 Tony 2. I feel like the 85 1.2 doesn't do it either. What could go wrong here? 1.2, 85 mil. It's definitely focused on my face. It would never choose the ear. Doesn't even matter if I move. It matters a lot. Even slight movements. All right, last question here. Sorry to ask. If you had to choose between X-T5, H2, H2S, which one would you pick? Thank you in advance. Okay, it's quite easy for me. The X-T5 has no flippy screen, you're done. Between the XH2 and the XH2S, from what I've seen, the XH2 has better HD 240p, which all that matters to me, that matters. So, I should learn English one of these days. I wonder if that's in one of those books. But even then, the XH2 has the left-handed mode dial, and it's really annoying. So I would just go with the XS20. Why isn't that on your list? All those cameras, like, they're not there. They look fine, the image, but it's just, a lot of quirks, and the usability not great, and weird lens issues. And Fuji's not my thing, even though I would love it. But from all the tests I've ever done, any basic full frame Canon destroys the Fuji look. It just does. Like, even this probably same sensor size, but because it's low megapixel and 16:9 sensor, nothing is wasted. It's just beauty, man. Modern day everything sucks. If it wasn't made between 2012 and 2016, it sucks. That was the golden era. I don't know why everything has gone downhill from there, but Fuji skipped into a quantum field. There's angels, but the angels refuse to help Fuji. Fuji's out there in space on its own. It's like, we don't know how to get our bearings. A little help, angels? And they're like, no, you joined with Bill Bates. We saw that. We saw it hard. So Fuji is on Satan's side, and they will never be right. Not in my heart. So, like, they have a lot of apologizing to do to God. And when they do that, maybe the full frame will come out. Fuji doesn't really have the technology to keep up with the top brands, but their look more than makes up for it. So if they ever catch up, even in the slightest, with autofocus reliability, then even their old quirky lenses, which have a nice character, okay, I'm wielding, I'm happy. You got some light lenses for telephoto. If that prime comes out, 500mm, you're seeing me sing a Fuji song, and I'll be right back in that space field asking the angels, hey, come on, they're not so bad. All right, Bill Bates, he genetically modifies watermelon. It's okay. I don't mind being tricked. It's fun. So, Fuji, you suck. You should have went full frame, and you should have borrowed better technology and stopped devolving before my very eyes. I don't have pink eye. This is a design choice. It's a costume. Bitcoin's a costume that you could buy me after you subscribe from my website.